Welcome back to Dead End Studios. It's EK in the building. Back with another video. Today's video, we're going to be doing a shootout on the CLA Mix Hub versus the Scheps Omni Channel 2. Both of these plugins are available from Waves, and I definitely use both of these plugins. So for this test, we just want to basically compare them in the ease of use, the GUI, also how they sound. So let's get right into it. On the right, we got the Scheps Omni channel. Now, for disclaimer for the video, what I did is I processed both channel strips as best as I could. I matched it as far as the compression ratio, the attack time and release of compression. Also, I did a slight gain stage, so the volumes are pretty much the same. Then I gated. I used the gate with the same settings. Also, I EQ'd it with the same EQ settings. And I also use a little saturation. On the CLA, I boosted the mic to give it a little saturation. Also, I use the same high pass filter. It's cut off at the same. So we're just going to compare the sounds and see which one sounds better with the same settings. Okay, also, the last disclaimer, on each of these channel strips, you can use an extra plugin. On the CLA, you can use any Waves plugin, which I use the Pew Fairchild emulation. And on the Scheps Omni channel, you can also do the same thing. And I have this with the same exact settings. But on the Scheps, you can use third-party VST plugins. Okay, you can use third-party VST plugins. That's what's dope about the Scheps. Okay, now some of these have certain features on it that the others don't. Okay, so the first feature would be that you can use VST plugins on the Scheps Omni channel. Also, it has a dedicated saturation with 4 different settings. We're going to go through those 4 settings too. Okay. And it has a built-in de-esser. Now, on the CLA Mix Hub, there's no de-esser. You can't use the VST plugins. See, they don't show up. But it has a mic pre in there with some noise. So that's how I created my saturation on the CLA Mix Hub, right? Everything else is the same. The compression ratio, the gating, everything else is the same. Also, on the CLA Mix Hub, they have an extra wide button. So that kind of spreads your stereo out. And I like that. And it definitely does give it a different sound. So first, let's hear the vocal with nothing on it.
Sad song. Girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, oh. Hey, write another sad song.
Okay, so first up, we're gonna listen to the Scheps Omni channel. Now, as you see, I put a little saturation on it. I rolled off 140, 146 off the high pass filter. I gated it. Also, I have the de-esser, the first stage of the de-esser engaged. My EQ, I have the same settings. I did some boosting and some cutting and added a little low end to it. And the compression ratio is 3.5 to 1 with attack at 3 and a release at 200. So let's hear it. Scheps Omni channel.
The sad song. Girl, you made me, girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, girl, you made me, oh. Hey, write another sad song. Write another sad song, yeah.
Okay. Now let's hear the CLA mix up.
The sad song. Girl, you made me, girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, girl, you made me, oh. Hey, write another sad song. Write another sad song, yeah.
Okay, so as you see, the stereo, that extra wide, definitely gave it more imaging and a little bit more depth on the CLA mix up, right? So let's hear it with the music in there. This the CLA mix up. Okay, let's listen to the Scheps Omni channel. Okay, so now we're going to go through the different compression because the Scheps Omni channel has the VCA, the FET, the opto, and a soft. So we're going to play it with the music and just switch out the different types of compressors so you can hear what it does. Okay, so the soft is actually sounding better to me. So what I like to do with my EQ, just to hear if it's musical, I'm going to turn the high end. I have this up about 8K, and I'm gonna just turn it up so you can hear what the high end sounds when you push it all the way hard. Okay, Scheps Omni channel. Okay, so you can see that when I boosted that high all the way, it kind of brought out the saturation a little bit more. I can hear it now, and as opposed of feeling it, and it sounds pretty clear to me. So let's go over to the CLA mix hub and do the same thing. We're going to start boosting that high end 8K, and we're going to boost it all the way up and see what it sounds like. Okay, let's do it. CLA mix up. Okay, so you can see that the CLA, the high end is a little bit more harsh, but it's plus 15. On the Scheps Omni channel, it's plus 18. So I would say that the high end on the Scheps Omni channel sounds a lot better. Now we're going to check out the high mid. And those are the two frequencies that I like to do this with. The high end and then the high mid. So our high mid, we have it at 3176, about 3K. And we're going to boost it all the way up. Okay, so it sounds, that mid to me sounds very, very smooth. So let's go to the CLA. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn up that high mid. So as you can hear, the CLA, the high mid definitely sounds a lot smoother to me. Definitely sounds a lot smoother. So now we're going to listen to the compression. I'm going to exaggerate the compression and we're going to listen to it. We're going to start with the CLA mix-up. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with the Scheps Omni channel.
The sad song. Girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, oh. Writing on the sad song. Writing on the sad song, yeah.
So I think the compression, to me, when it's on heavier, it does sound a little better on the CLA mix hub, to me. But both of these channel strips are very good. Let's put this back on 3.5. We're going to put this back on 3.5. Both of them sound pretty smooth. Definitely would need some more compression after some final EQing. But to get a nice sound coming out, you can definitely achieve that with both of these channel strips. And last but not least, I want to go and listen to some of the saturation. So I have a little on there. I'm going to put more on the Omni channel. And then I'm going to go through the 4 different harmonics they have.
Girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, oh. Hey, write another sad song. Write another sad song, yeah.
Okay, now let's listen to the mix up.
The sad song. Girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, oh. Hey, the sad song. Girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, oh. Hey, write another sad song. Write another sad song, yeah.
Okay, so let's listen to it. Take some of this out, take some of this out. And let's just listen. Let's listen to the raw vocal.
The sad song.
And I'm going to go back and forth between both of them.
The sad song. Girl, you made me, oh. Girl, you made me, oh. Hey, write another sad song. Write another sad song, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of that is your imaging from this extra wide. That's why I like using this CLA mix hub. But both of them have pretty musical EQs, clean compression, and you can definitely get saturation out of both of them. So leave a message in the comments and let me know which one of these that sound best to you. Yeah, I appreciate you tapping in. This is EK. Guys, have a blessed day. We out.
Sad song.